at 24:30. Welcome back to Battle of Behemoths 3, where today we'll be looking at the yellow and green tastefully dressed warband for Askevin. Askevin. A new player to the PvP scene. Very happy to have him. He's been doing a lot of practice matches building up to it, and he's our only Mercenaries player, which Mercenaries have typically performed quite well in PvP due to their ability to bring ranged, melee, and magic to brunt, and a very impressive. So let's see how he's built them. We start with Chad. I think there was a theme. Yeah, he's all ads. The man likes ramming. So we have Chad, the leader. There's a thing in America too where you're a Chad or a Karen. You'd have to look it up. But so we have the male Chad here. Okay, well. He starts with swift reaction, increased parry chance, and then basically free counters. Another really cool thing to do with him is to start with a shield and board, and then switch to the halberd, and then parry, and then you basically get free, really big hits back with halberds, with swift reaction. Again, so yeah, ask Evans new. Like I just was saying in a previous video, he can fill these in. I'll let him fill these in. There's no reason not to fill these in. Basic stuff, the free stuff left. No reason not to take one of these. So anyway, we'll look at what we have though. We have Shield Specialist for parry and melee resistance. Okay, so he's going to be a slight hint of melee resistance in him. Battle Tongue with Order Mastery, so he's an Order leader. And it's free of SP since he's a melee unit. And then he has Basic Hardy. Then the Mastery Order, Mastery Web of Steel, because he is a parry captain, so he wants to get the most swift reactions out. Ad Rush Basic, and then he has Battle Plan, which is interesting. I found it's hard to recharge the Ogre. Now his orders are free, we just said, of SP, so he can less punishingly recharge them and then try to put some battle plans to recharge the Ogre. Without the exhaustion, you don't get 3 of them, but you can like use a consumable, which is 2 SP a lot of times, and then do 2 battle plans, and he'll get 2 more attacks because the mastery gives 2 offensive points. So he's the Ogre babysitter. And again, he should take something like Quick Leap here or something. Then we look, yes, here's the Born Leader Champion, who he will use if someone happens to, some reason, want to veto the mercenary leader, the captain. I can think of much better targets like this guy and this guy in Mercs. So he's at less risk, I think, of having a leader vetoed, but just in case, he has the champion available. With adaptable defense in the mod, giving increased dodge and parry and range resistance whenever he gets hit. So very, very strong. Nice skill. Hey guys. Then of course he has a Born Leader skills. We just started Ask here, so Veteran Mastery. So between Born Leader and Veteran Mastery, you're getting a lot of stat points, which is very nice with a lot of these Born Leaders. Or maybe he had to pay a tax as well to unlock something, say like Serenity Mastery. Get to the 15 leadership while having decent numbers elsewhere. And then Shield Specialist. So he's a bit of a melee resistance fella. So he does have Mastery Sidestep. It's only 95, which a lot of these Daredevil builds are really emphasizing to bypass it. So he might be at risk there. He does have Mastery Feint, so we'll see if henchmen have Basic Feint to stack them, which is quite useful. It's 25% if you can stack them. Basic armor break. Basic. He has the stats for mastery, so interesting. I don't want to critique. He's new though. Maybe it helps a little. Maybe this is somewhere where you do mastery armor break and just basic feints. I think your payoff of 20% armor bypass is better than 5% melee. And this is a unit that can really get mastery armor break. Look, he's 20 and 16. I mean, that's quite lovely. Which is also what makes him a decent Daredevil build as well. You can get the weak spots. And then Ad Rush. So in case he needs to swap weapons or go to like a great sword maybe, because he has high accuracy. So he's kind of got, he can be a smattering of crit. You might want to watch this guy for crits. And since we're on champions, we'll look at the other two. He has 3 of them, which is quite interesting for a Mercenaries player. We got Dad with the dad hat. Who was that one? Brad? Chad? Oh, they're both Chad. So he's just going to bring a Chad every time. And then we got Dad. They must be friends or something. Okay, this is an armor tank. You look at this guy. He's a cool unit. He really is. I want to like the champion. I really like. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. But I always really like this helmet too. It looks kind of badass. He's a badass dude. Armor proficient. Now we're at 65 too. I gave him a helmet. Mastery with 15 strength. Hardy basic with 17 toughness. A little meat slab, meat shield, resilient to try to make that work. Then combat expertise. So it gives him armor. Not often seen. I think it's a nice little skill. If you have, this is one of the things that make mercs probably even more tanky than witch hunters, to be quite honest. And then if you put a priest in this warband, my lord. Combat expertise, you can get 10% armor and melee resistance if 2 units engage you. The hard part is making 2 units engage you. We just saw paranoia with underdog. That's another. There's a few, if 2 units engage you, gain a pretty strong buff usually. So that's combat expertise, a mercenary unique skill, which should get him to 75. Ignore pain, mastery, gets you to 85. Sorry, what did I just say? This gets you to 70. This gets you to 80. And this gets you to 90. Guard stance mastery. You chug a mandrake root. This guy's at 100. Which is just, so his is a meat slab. Paranoia will love to feed him poison. Otherwise, you can try to crit him, but he will lock you down. And this one has mastery armor break, so there it is. And this one has basic feints, so maybe they do work together. Maybe I spoke too soon. So that's good to see. It's exactly what I said. So this one, maybe Dad works with Chad, and then they totally break your armor and give you feints. So that's cool. And this one's melee. Melee resist armor. Let's see what the third one is. It already makes me think he's a charger. No, this one's 56. This one's, yeah, he's using armor, not melee resistance. And then Bad. He is the bald man, Mr. Clean. Adaptable defense again. Strider. So this is the charger build. You'll see right here, Mighty Charge Strider. If you're able, this guy hit me hard. I played him only once. And this guy, he does hit hard. Kind of trucked my executioner. So if he's able to get a headshot or a stun, or even just not even, this guy can do some big damage. He's got the weak spot. Okay, so he has Daredevil Mastery. This is the damage dealer. If he gets Daredevil, is this even, okay, he's got Mastery, Frenzy, Daredevil, Mighty Charge. This guy will truck you and then die. This is a glass cannon. Knowledge of Mordheim in order to get there. Like this is why I think, which one was he taking? I think he should maybe Bull Charge. Is that charge? Yeah, there's no reason he shouldn't have Bull Charge. This guy should have Bull Charge. I'll give it to him, okay, guys? Because he's a charger build. So he can have 10 meters of charge. Like, there's no reason not to have that. So we'll just give it to him, and I'll tell him, and you guys can tell him, please take Bull Charge on this guy. Finish the build. I don't know why he didn't think he could use these or whatnot. I don't know. There's a lot of brain farts happen. And then whatever this wants to swift jump, I don't know. So he's a charging build that will kill you or die trying. So 3 different champions. Melee resist, meat, tank, charger. And then we looked at him. So I see 2 warlocks. We'll do them next. This is Gad. Man, they are tastefully dressed. Well done. Um, I want this guy to be melee resistance. Yes, shield specialist. 85. Oh, ah, my new favorite. Atta boy. He's got shield specialist mastery. He has awareness mastery. Then he has nerves of steel. So he passes fear and terror, so he doesn't crumple. You'll lose either alertness or agility. Is it? If you fail one of them, and it really takes a hit, because one's like strength and alertness, the other one's maybe agility and weapon skill. Either way, you don't want to fail the test if you're a melee resistance unit. Quick recovery, he wanted to get more marshals. Hardy, basic, so he's not totally easy to kill with, say, magic. He has concentration he starts with. One of the nice things with Warlock is he starts with an active, so he's able to better bypass your magic resistance. He has defensive stance, so instead of a sidestep, he's gone to 105 melee resistance, and then he has basic feint, which gets him to 115. Add rush and exhaustion for utility. Now, what's he do once he's in combat? He can start with Scavenger's Curse, which can help any jump, really. These things matter a bit. If you happen to pick up, if you forget you have it and you pick up a stone. Blinding Light for now 125 melee resistance. And it can decrease spellcasting chance, which a lot of people don't maybe think about. Then there's Dispel, which will be very strong against the 3 undead, the 2 witch hunters, and the 3 sisters. Like, I'm glad there's only one merc, because this guy can remove all active spell effects. Everyone. So you can remove debuffs on your units too. This is very powerful. There's been a lot of discussion if this needs to be looked at a little bit. Maybe it will after this tournament. We'll see. Dread of Armar. Now he's at what? What are we at? 135 magic resistance? 145 if he gets this Blinding Light, Feint. And it also removes your offensive points. So if you're one of these Swift counter builds, I think we saw one with Paranoia's Rat Ogre with Alacrity and stuff, you want to suck off that OP. This is part of what scared me with making a crit counter Executioners, this kind of stuff. And he can break stances. So very dangerous. Alright. And then he's got basic Armor of Lead that helps with Daredevil builds, which I don't know if we saw one with that Charger. And then it reduces your movement. So that's really why you take Armor of Lead as Daredevil builds, because it can be 40 at Mastery. And then the reduced movement can help with ranged. You know, he's ranged, technically. Though I don't see any damage. He's a utility build. But range damage, rain damage could be range damage. You get the point. It could be range damage. So we'll look at the range damage. Lad. Lad's got Talent Marksman, one of their best units, with Chain Shot, the autocorrect feature on misses. Lad's got Talent, of course. Now he's got Quick Reload, because he wants to move around. I'm sorry, I was about to talk about Hunter. Quick Reload, yeah, to save strategy points. I don't know why. Hunter gives you 80% recovery. It gives you 80% chance to recover 2 strategy points on basic shots, which is where I was trying to go with this. Which he has a crossbow, which is kind of the ideal weapon on, because it's expensive. Doesn't mean, I don't know, I haven't looked. But like something with Eagle Eyes, with crossbow of penetration, it lets you recharge your SP pretty well, because you're just taking regular 2 SP shots and then moving away. So if he uses Vital Shot, he will not proc Hunter. I don't know if a lot of people understand that. So if you do Vital Shots, Hunter doesn't proc. You only proc Hunter on basic shots. Because it doesn't say that. I think it's very misleading. It does say after every shoot or aim. So Vital Shot, even though it feels like a shoot, is not a shoot. You have to just take basics. And then he has Fatality. Oof. Maybe he didn't realize this is only melee. Makes me wonder if he wants to submit a new... So he might not realize this with Vital Shot, and he probably doesn't realize this is melee only. But again, he's new, he's learning. I don't think he's getting into battle with 3 weapon skill. He might want to take sharpshooter instead. So if he sends me a new file, guys, just it could be sharpshooter. I mean, there's no reason to abuse a new guy. You get what he's trying to do. Vital shots, so try to get crits to land. Add rush for basic utility. You can get 5 regular shots if you do want hunter, or swapping weapons or whatnot after 3 vital shots for any jumping to, like, I don't know, a dagger. Yep, there it is. I think that's how he was using this guy. Introspection, for again another offensive point. And then knee shot basic, very good skill for utility, and then ready stance. So any jumping a bit here, which is good. I think he's going to submit. I would expect him and tell him, you guys can too. Please send us one with sharpshooter. Yeah. I haven't read you guys' logs for a while. I'm just because these are going on to YouTube, and I'll try to rush through them, and then I'll go back and read. Now we have Rad. Rad. The Wolf Priest is allowed in Witch Hunters and Mercs, so kind of special in that regard. There's no other DLC allowed in both warbands. But he has Heart of the Wolf he starts with. Now this one has Ulrich's Chosen, so he doesn't have to use a Drought of Concentration. Devotion, so this is a spell damage one. Well, that's not the spell damage, but Improved Prayer, and then he does have some tanking ability. He took Armor Proficient. He could have taken like the increased ranged one. So it's like a hybrid tank magic caster. And then randomly melee, he has Righteous Fury Mastery, which is brutal to land. This is worse than Headshot if you don't have any supplemental skills, and he doesn't. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't see him taking SP or OP away in any other way either. So that feels like a toss-in. Something like Swift Quick Prayer would be so much better there. Again, I said I wouldn't try to judge, but I'm doing a little bit with Ask because he's a new to PvP. And then basic exhaustion, and then he should fill these. There's no reason not to take these. You can take intensity, guidance for a demonette, maybe threaten. So we'll have him fill those out. Well, he does have a minor one, but he didn't even take the mastery. But this is a way to kind of increase your hit chance, is Ulrich's Gift. Then he has Frostbite, of course, to go with the damage build. Probably has Pain, Channeling, Spellbinding, I mean. Yeah, there you go. Ice Storm to take away OP. So maybe with Righteous Fury, that is something. And then it can punish group settings. And then Wild Pack. One you don't see often. Maybe to help the melee resist guy. So it creates a fear test, and it reduces hit chance. And it reduces their melee resistance. Unfortunately, most units that take a fear test kind of builds that you would want to reduce the melee resistance are Serenity builds, so you're almost rewarding them. So still don't love this spell in the mod, but it's cool to see someone take it. It gives him a way to keep people honest. Like if you take all the magic resistance against this guy, he can still create fear. So you have to pick what you want to resist. But again, the only melee resist guy I've seen is Chad. So maybe Chad and Rad are a combo package. On to the warriors. We have Djibouti, a country in Africa. Momentum, which he starts with. If he misses, he autocorrects, like the marksman. Armor Proficient. And Knowledge of Mordheim. So he's a heavy armor unit that and with crit resistance, and then he takes Shield Specialist. Yeah, people don't like this skill, right? It's a bit rough at basic. It gives him a little melee resistance that probably won't matter, and then only 5 parry. I think you're better off with flash parry. But he then has Web of Steel with that. Add Rush, which is good. You know, if you want to go to two-handers or any swap. And then he has Jaw Strike, which will be very probably often used in this tournament. And then Kidney Strike. So that, again, I've only seen one Daredevil build. Maybe I skipped the Ogre. I don't know how he did that. But maybe that helps the Ogre or that Charger guy. Why did I skip the Ogre? We'll do him last, I guess. I'm very sorry. That's probably the Daredevil build. This one has Hardy Instead, armor proficient, resilient, and knowledgeable. I like this one a little better already than Flash or the shield specialist. So that's what he swapped out. But another heavy armor warrior with kidney strike again. This one now has staggering blow instead of jaw strike, but then web of steel and ad rush. So slightly different. And it's cool to take stuff like this. I think it's important that you take slightly variable builds. Like Paranoia took all the same Verminkin, which is fine. But I think doing the league stage and taking, you can sub out 3 of these henchmen and finding the one like, oh, I kind of didn't use that a lot. I use this more. And then you adapt for the elimination. So it's cool to see slightly different versions of similar builds and figuring out which one you like the most. And we've seen this guy. This guy's pretty cool. You have Brad, who has momentum, and this time he took bull charge. This is the baby dad. There's Dad or Chad. Jesus, these names. Chad and then Brad, who does bull charge, strider, mighty charge, daredevil, frenzy, weak spot. I think these are all the same. I'm jumping around, but you get what he does. Bull charge with strider, weak spot, knowledge of Mordheim, frenzy, daredevil, mighty charge, ad rush, and strong. But this guy, oh my lord, that's nuts. Wait, I'm sorry, I did say it. It's not even Chad. Fuck's sake, these names. It's Bad. So Bad and Brad. Look, they're exactly the same. 96, 112. I think he just had all the grown-up versions. Right? He doesn't have strong blow, but so pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see these glass cannon henchmen. I think it's going to be important to bring them. Here's another one. Same build, I guess. Let's see. Strider, weak spot, knowledge of Mordheim, bull charge, mighty charge, ad rush, frenzy, daredevil, strong. I think he had good results in his practice with these guys. I think it was nice to see how they worked. So, I mean, they die immediately. Like he has frenzy, so he can't even pretend to take a parry stance. So, one of the things that's important with a build like this, and maybe he'll change, is 2-turning. Like you can almost go too big on this and turning frenzy or even the strong blow into something like ready stance or swapping to a dagger to allow this guy to hit 4 times before perishing, because he will perish, is pretty important. So we'll see if he tweaks that a bit. Otherwise, very fun build. We'll just finish here with the marksman. They're sad. Chain shot again, quick reload, so he's kind of a crit archer, maybe. Trick shooter for that big 5%. This is the second range unit I've seen with trick shooter. I should stop bashing basic trick shooter, I guess. Knowledge of Mordheim for 7 meters, and hardy maybe to ad rush. Yeah, like a pool of HP to draw from. He's got the ad rush introspection, so he can get 7 SOP for attacks, which would be hand shot, knee shot. So again, a smattering again of melee resist help with hand shot, fear. Again, it's weird he didn't take the best one though, which is Winter's Chill. It's way more useful than Wild Pack, which is why most people take Winter's Chill instead to help. Let me get the name right. Chad. Be a bit of a Serenity melee resist build. So he would fit on that team. And then we'll see Gad. Quick reload, knowledge of Mordheim, hardy, trick shooter again. He's the same build. Ad rush, introspection, knee shot, hand shot. So maybe these two come with the Wolf Priest, Chad, and whatever else he wants. Maybe this guy, oh yeah, this guy is a melee. I forgot this guy. He's very melee resist. So, but yeah, most importantly, let's look at Mad, the bald ogre of doom, 45%. See what he did. I think he's kind of a daredevil from what I remember. He has the fear he starts with. Knowledge of Mordheim, mastery, just ridiculous movement on an ogre. Hardy, good value there. Get a lot of HP. And then there we go. Weak spot, daredevil. This is kind of where some of the kidney strikes come in. Flawless positioning. very cheap crit resistance. Like this guy basically probably starts with that or can easily get this. And it's just a better resilient. Like he is really crit resist, which I don't hate. Like I could see people taking maybe magic resistance there. Um, you know, so it's a good choice to not have to worry about crit. Like it's like there's maybe some crit builds that can get to 40% bypass. We literally saw the henchman with 41 out the gate, right? How terrible is a verminkin to fucking crit your ogre? Um, Look at that lighting. That's really cool. I was like, what is going on? Very cool. I don't think I've noticed that before. I was like, does he have scars? um, but yeah, so now you can't take a talisman, but it lets you focus on other consumables than worrying about getting crit. And then the Daredevil Frenzy, add rush, big damage, and then he has Mastery Intimidate. So this is our second Mastery Intimidate on Impressive, which is really cool to see. All right, so big melee damage, some melee resistance. I don't see too much range damage, especially since this guy's a little broke right now. Probably going to be sharpshooter. But he could be a crit range damager, to keep you honest. And then some general tanks. He doesn't have too much magic. Oh, we didn't look at him. Oh my god, guys. I am rushing through this. I'm very sorry. Whoever watches and has to fight him. There is probably a magic damage. Here it is. Channeling, expert casting, increase the range. Improved casting, knowledge of Mordheim. Tosses in the quick reload. This is a good call by him. We talked about it in the practice. I think I saw this guy get mind eaten twice. This is a guy from the Marvel comics right here. Right? I don't know. I made a few movies with the guy with the white hair. His backup is a bow, so he can actually do something after he's been mind eaten. So very cool to see that just the basic can go a long way. It starts with concentration. Now he has quick casting, so he will be mind eaten quite a lot. To do quick casting, I'm guessing lightnings, yeah. So increases your curse chance. Oh wait, okay, I'm sorry. This one reduces your cast the chance, but you'll be casting more either way. I'm thinking of the other one that increases your chance to cast, but has increased curse chance. But either way, you're casting more with quick casting. Add rush for general utility. Wall runner, it's interesting. So you can get up high. So he could get trapped. But from what I've seen in his PvP, he likes to put this guy up on a ledge and maybe protect it, and he can cast down upon you. Or he can use his bow. So I've never seen that in a caster. And then quick leap, because it's free. And then he has the lightning strike. This time he just has fire. What is he doing here, too? This is a mistake. Lightning strike, dispel, basic armor of lead, and basic scavenger's curse. I don't know if this is supposed to be mastery to stack, and he forgot to do it. And then maybe he takes a basic. All you need to know is it's kind of important to know, actually, what his last things will be. But this is one that wants to cast for damage. So I don't know if he's going to go fireball. I'm guessing he didn't know either. Maybe he's taking Curse of Rust. It is important to know, like, if he's taking Curse of Rust, that changes your strategy a bit against him. So we'll have to ask him, guys.